Let's do it. Sarge send invites. Ben, kick us off, my dude.
All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 90 of the Bounty Board, your favorite video game podcast. I'm your host, Sketch Sawyer. Joining me, introduce yourself,
Brought to you by
guys.
PBS.
It's so weird not to see you guys. I can't handle this. It's so strange. I can see Caleb on Twitch, but it's 30 seconds behind. Anyway, so introduce yourselves. You all know our two co-hosts.
Caleb, hello. Yes, me.
Hello.
And Sergeant Sodium.
That's right. And returning friend of the show. How
Odin, present.
Odin. There you go.
You just said present.
The Allfather.
They all father, present and accounted for. We have a special episode tonight for those of you listening. We are going to be focusing solely on Stardew Valley. We
try to keep up with the times. The game, 5-year-old
it's topical. Anybody know what Michael Jackson thought of this game? I don't know.
What?
Came out before he died. That's why.
Did it?
Oh, I don't know.
No way. No way.
When did Michael Jackson die?
Anyway.
It was like yesterday.
Like 10 years ago or some crazy loophole through time, yeah.
Say it's not true.
What?
He died?
Alright, so the game's been out for a while. To massive success. Those who are super geeks like Caleb and I read Blood, Sweat, and Pixels, which tells the story of the creator who spent 5 years in extreme depression building this game while his girlfriend and wife supported him, which is, I know, partly why Caleb wanted to play it. But why did it take everybody so long to get into this, and why now?
Waiting on Caleb?
Fuck off. It's not entirely untrue, but it's also not what I want to admit. But that's kind of it. Sarge and I actually talked about playing this game for like 2 or 3 months, and finally, just did it. Once, it sounds like saying we did it once quarantine happened, but we didn't. It was kind of like an organic, we got tired of getting stressed out on shooting games, competitive games, and finally the question we've been asking each other of when are we going to finally do this was today. We're going to do it today. And Odin and I, game share. So he was able to just download it and.
Right. How big is it? It can't be that big.
It's like 8 gigs.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
It's like megabytes, dude. I don't even think it's gigs.
It might be.
Odin, was this always on your radar, or did they have to convince you? Or?
It was kind of on my radar a little bit, but yeah, it didn't take. It took convincing, but not much convincing.
Gotcha. And we all know why Ryan plays this.
You want to do farm stuff? Yeah.
So it looks like from the stream, Caleb's going around and kissing all his animals, so that's cool.
Yeah, making sure they know that they're loved.
Yeah, smoochy.
And I'm picking mushrooms.
Smooch.
On the lips.
Deeply.
How much does the game cost currently?
$15.
$15.
And it's probably everywhere, right? Is it mobile yet?
Oh yeah, it's mobile.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't think I needed to discover that when I did. I was like, oh no. Am I gonna do this on my phone now too?
Yeah. It's actually whenever I found out that I got accepted into the what is the Xbox streaming?
Oh shit, xCloud.
I was trying to check it out to see if it was on there, and I don't think it's on there yet. But I'm actually kind of happy because then I'd be doing this on my breaks at work and stuff, and I don't need that in my life right now.
Maybe you do. Who knows?
So what was Caleb? Was the draw exclusively the story we heard or read about it that pulled you to it?
Or
was there more to it than that?
Well, that was a big part of it, but I think the bigger draw more recently was just Sarge and I, like I had said a minute ago, had talked a lot recently about just how competitive we get as a group of friends and how that often turns into arguments or heated discussions. Sure. And we had the Bleeding Edge incident, which is which we were streaming during.
The BEI, it's known as. Yeah.
The Bay.
The BEI.
Yeah.
And after
So that might have even been the catalyst to this more than anything else.
yeah, in a way, like that was after that. I came to Sarge and was like, so let's just do Stardew Valley, because we were all talking about taking
Yeah,
breaks from getting
right,
that
right.
fucking into a game that would make us that upset.
Right.
And like even
Smart.
since then, and I don't want to put the blame on this game specifically, but since then, our playing of Bleeding Edge has even calmed down a lot. Like
The game's dead.
when yeah,
Oh,
as you
Mecha
know.
comes out tomorrow.
Oh shit, yeah, dude.
Yeah, very
yep,
excited.
That's gonna be
I
a
don't know
thing.
if one new character is gonna, give it that adrenaline boost I want it to have. But they have that means we get skins probably next week, that's exciting.
Something like that,
too.
yeah.
So, yeah. Anyway, okay, so the catalyst it's sort of being on everybody's radar, but then the impetus to sort of calm our asses down a little bit, play something less competitive.
Yeah.
Explain, so for the other people who lived under a rock, and Michael Jackson is dead, by the way, tell everybody what the game is. Like, what is Stardew Valley? I've never heard of it. It sounds like a cool name. What is it?
Sarge, you want to take that?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and take it. So if anybody ever played Harvest Moon, so it's for all the older folks that probably let's say probably like at least 25 and older.
Yeah.
Maybe something like that. So it's a newer
25?
take on maybe 20.
While he's talking, Ben, please
I was
Google
thinking-
when Harvest Moon came out, because I'm actually curious. Go ahead,
Yeah,
It
Sarge.
came out. It was on N64.
Yeah, so probably
Ooh,
like 94.
There's a Neil Young song called Harvest Moon. Is that what we're talking about?
Yes.
There's also another song called "Bark at the Moon." I mean,
Yeah, that's true.
It's by Ozzy.
I'm gonna
What
blow
is
your
happening?
mind. The first Harvest Moon was a Super Nintendo in 19.
Okay, so
it didn't.
I didn't play that
Okay,
one.
North America 97.
Okay.
97. Okay. So yeah, Harvest Moon came out then, and this is just a newer take on it. Like the graphic quality is probably still pretty close, in all honesty, of
Sure.
What Harvest Moon used to be.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just you get to run your own farm. Unfortunately, nobody's looking at my stream, the people that are in the other stream, but I'm walking through right now. I have my own house, my own farmhouse. We've got some farm fields that you can grow crops by season. I'm over at Odin's house now. He's got some fruit trees, some other crops. He's making honey through his beehives. And Caleb is our resident rancher. And like you can do all of this stuff. Anything that you can think of that happens on a farm, you can do in this game.
Yeah.
So it's just it's like a farm simulator, but on a more fun storyline based game.
Yeah, it's like Farming Simulator, but if the game was more than just farming, right? We've got a full
Right.
town full of people, and relationships, and like it gets
And
deeper than that.
you
There's
guys sounds like you
quests.
share everything from farms to relationships, right, Odin?
Get the fuck out of here! Come on,
Got him.
it is in the meta of this game now.
So good.
For those of you who don't know what we're referring to, Odin
Yeah.
stole my girl.
Stole his life.
Your current girl's been spending a lot of time at mine and my wife's house as well. So
I love it.
Do we though?
Yes, we do. So saying it's a spiritual successor to Harvest Moon is enough for most people, but then if you make it multiplayer, that seems like a done deal. Was multiplayer part of its original component? Does anybody know?
No, it
Or
got
did that
added
come
like
after?
years
Yeah.
later, 2018, I think.
Sure.
Yep.
And
Wow.
in fact, I gave the game a little toe dip. Before I don't know why I said it like that.
A little doop doop.
a little doop
you know.
doop. Before the multiplayer was was added to it, and I actually I kind of turned away from it. I was like, eh.
Not
and
fun by yourself.
I mean, I don't know if it's not fun by yourself. I don't want to say that because obviously
gotta
the
be.
game got wildly
It
popular
survived that long.
like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
But but having friends around to do it was like, oh, this makes it even better. Like I don't know what it's going to be like trying to get into the game without friends now that we've done that. You know what I mean?
Well, if you liked Harvest Moon, then you'll feel right at home because that's why
Sure.
the game was so successful. So, if you want to go in with friends, it's all about that. Although we hear it's a little iffy on Xbox when you get to 4 people. Is that
Yes, that is true.
is that confirmed?
That might have been that night that it was having a problem
Okay.
because
Hard to say.
Yeah.
yeah,
right.
because Odin was saying we were having problems with 3 people too, and now there's no problems at all.
Gotcha. Okay.
So it just might have been my internet or something like that because I do have a different server going on at once.
Sure,
What the
yeah.
fuck was that noise, y'all?
I used the totem.
Oh, okay. I was like, what?
What's exploding?
So there's more than
Hey.
farming. You say there's like a combat element, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
farming, mining.
Speaking
yeah, go
of
ahead,
which,
Odin.
I just put that lava katana in your weapons chest.
Lava katana.
Yeah, Odin just found the galaxy sword.
It sounds like a cocktail.
Oh, did you use that prismatic shard? Nice.
Yeah, I just went and used it. You should be able to buy a galaxy weapon from the Adventures Guild now too.
Sexy.
Anyway, yeah, go ahead and talk about the combat and the mining, Odin, since that's your thing.
Yeah, it's your fort.
Oh, yeah. So there's 3 different mines. You start out the first one. Before you can get to the other 2, you got to make your way down to level 80 in the first one.
80.
Yes.
Is it 80? No, or is it 100? What is it, Sarge?
I think you have to get to the actual bottom, which
You have
is
to-
120.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Wow. How long does it take to get through a single level?
Well, see,
Uh,
what makes it difficult is the daytime schedule. Like, you only have so much time in a day before you got to get back to your farm and get fed, or else you pass out. So,
Right.
but once you've unlocked a couple of little tricks, you can get over there pretty early. But you can get 5 to 10 levels a day in the earlier levels, but then only about 5 levels at a time later on. And,
Can you bring a sleeping bag with you, or?
No, you
Nope.
got to go back
No,
to
yeah,
home
you gotta-
every time.
yeah.
Okay.
That's the hardest part of the game is time management.
Sure. And can your friends run your farm while you're away, or does each farmer have so much responsibilities that they can't possibly manage while you're away?
It's a mix. The game allows you to do different things. So when you start a co-op game, it gives you the option to like share crop, so that like if you plant something, if someone else sells it, they get a percentage of it. We decided to go with the full shared income. So
Okay.
essentially, yeah, we can
a shared pot.
Yeah, we can run each other's farm while the other's gone, and that
Good.
we've used that to like boost each other's level. In some cases, like Ryan would go with Odin to do mining stuff, and I needed to upgrade my farming, and he'd be like, "Yeah, the crops are due, so just pick all the crops and level your farming up while I'm gone."
Right.
Yeah.
If you guys had to give the game a score out of 10, what would you give it?
I would give it a 10.
Wow.
Yeah.
Just because like I'm not a story mode kind of person, and like the story's completely drawn me in. You have to work at certain things. Like we all have wives in this game, and you have to work at talking to that person almost probably 4 days a week in the game, and then you have to give them gifts at least 2 days.
That'd be
out of the
nice.
week.
Am I right, guys?
Yeah, right.
Stupid.
But you have to build a relationship from nothing, and then you can give the person like gifts twice a week to build that relationship faster. You can build relationships outside of like having a girlfriend, so you can just build friendships.
Nice.
And then those people.
Stupid as fuck. I love it.
But yeah, it's just the story mode actually drew me in. I enjoy that. I loved all the farming games, so it's just an added bonus that I get to do this without any. There's really no consequences to this game. There's nothing like time sensitive. In all honesty, as long as we're all playing together.
Yeah.
Odin, what's your score?
Yeah, I give it a 9. I mean,
Okay.
really, it's very relaxing game to
Yeah.
play. Yeah, the only thing that holds me back is I would maybe make the days a little bit longer.
How long? I
just
meant to
'cause-
ask. How long is a day cycle?
12.5 minutes.
12
13
minutes.
Yeesh.
Yeah, and the thing is, it can actually take, 2 or 3 minutes of your day cycle just going across town if you need to go get something or, something for the farm real quick for that day.
Yeah, that's intense. I don't remember the answer. How long did it take to get through a single level of the mine?
You can get through about 5. The later levels you can get through about 5 in a day. The earlier levels you can possibly pull off 10.
Oh,
But
so you
that's
can
also
pick up where you left off by going
yeah.
back?
Well, the first mine you can. The skull mines you have to start at the beginning every time.
Wow.
But
Level 9 fishing, y'all. Sorry, go ahead.
the
Nice.
thing that makes it, what was I gonna say? Um,
Time management.
Yeah, the thing that really puts a hamper on it is if you're trying to get through that many levels of the mine in a day, though, you're really rushing around. You're not really doing a lot of mining. You're just trying to get through it. So,
Yeah, Sea of Thieves has 24 minutes for 24 hours. I thought that was pretty smart.
Yeah,
but
sure.
this game's got a pretty refined system, so maybe if it ain't broke, right?
Right. If it ain't broke. Fine.
So what do you tell people like me and Jabril and Tech, our other host, when we say that sounds like work?
I mean, it's exactly what it is.
Uh-huh.
But I think this is more of like the calming around it. Like there's other games that are like, I don't feel like I'm getting enough done, and like we're getting to the point where things are being self-sufficient on our farm to where we can actually go do the fun stuff that the game actually offers as well. I mean, the farming is fun. I like doing that. Caleb's enjoying doing all the ranching where he, turns goat milk into cheese and that kind of stuff. And it's the profit value I think for most of us is that, Caleb can sell goat cheese for like $1,000 for each one, and like being able to, I guess, break it down to a science of this is how we make the most profit per day, and we can get what we want and do what we want after that.
Yep,
Mhm.
for sure.
it sounds like work, but the work you're doing actually feels rewarding.
Yeah,
So-
it's super
So what is it?
interesting.
What are you being rewarded with? It's not just money, huh? It's
No, so there's one of the things that we just actually finished accomplishing is the game has this community center. So I guess the story of the game, to give people like a primer, you work for a company called Joja, which is this like megacorp. I guess you're supposed to equate with like a Walmart or something. The beginning of the game, you're actually in an office in a city at a desk, and you get a note from your grandpa that like says he's gonna leave you his farm when he passes, and then when he passes, you get fed up with work and just fucking leave and come to the farm, right? So that's a whole thing. But when when you play the game and think about it as work, like it's I don't know, like the oh, that's what I was saying. Sorry, I got distracted for a second. When you get to the town, there's a Joja Mart there, right? There's a mart of a store of the place that you just left there, and the game like gives you the option to support them and like run this local store owner kind of out of business, or support the town, right? And a big part of like the reward system outside of just selling things is that there's a community center you're trying to revitalize, like the whole game. And there's like 5 different things you have to tick off of a list for 5 different like areas of the community center. And as you do those things, it unlocks things in the game. And kind of what Odin was saying earlier about, early in the game it's difficult to get to the mine, for instance. One of the things checked off of that community center list after restoring it, these little magical beings come and fix the mine carts around town that let you take the mine cart straight to the mines right away, so you only have to walk like 30 seconds from the house to get to the mines.
Okay.
And so as you complete those things, they continue to like add things to the town.
Value to the game.
Yeah.
So is the community center active as soon as you start the game, or do you have to repair it to the point that people can use it.
Yeah, no, you have to repair it. So we have been playing this game for about 30 hours, and we just finished rebuilding the community center, and I will head over there in my stream in just a second.
Okay.
It took
So
us
it's just
about
now usable.
Yeah, yeah. You would walk in
Interesting.
and it would be decrepit with like boards pulled up on the floor, and
Yeah.
nobody going there. And then after we did it, there was this event that took place in game, and essentially what happens is the guy that runs Joja Mart is trying to like run you out of business still. Or run the neighborhood guy out of business still, and he gets pissed and like tries to run a sale to get all of his customers back, and then Pierre, the guy that runs the store, urges everyone to boycott Joja Mart, and they all agree, and then you like run this corporation out of this small town.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's pretty dope.
And the extent of the community center is, you get it unlocked fairly early, and if you do everything correctly through 1 year, you can unlock the community center after the first year if you pay attention to the time frame, because it needs specific things that only you can get only in like certain seasons. So there's fish that you have to collect that you have to get this fish on a rainy day in the fall, or you have to get this one in between these two times on a sunny day in the summer, and you can only collect apples in the fall. So certain things have to be done within a certain time frame for you to be able to like completely unlock this thing within 1 year, or or you have to wait. If you miss the fall items, you have to wait till the next fall
Yeah,
to get them back.
yeah.
You
Gotcha.
can put yourself behind an whole extra year.
Exactly.
Granted, you can find all that information in game, but obviously by now there's a wikia for it. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it would be interesting, like finding that own information for yourself. Like, hey, go fish this area when it's raining during the winter or something.
Yeah, and then
Because-
it doesn't give you any of that info out of hand. Like it doesn't just hand you, hey, here's how you go find this fish that's on the community center wall
Right.
you need to get. Instead, like there's a TV in your room when you wake up. You can watch that TV and learn things about farming, cooking, and fishing from it. Or
Gotcha.
if you have a good relationship with Pierre, Willie, the fisherman down by the docks, he'll tell you tips for fish that you need to find that only show up, like Odin said, in the fall when it rains, or like Sarge said, in the fall when it rains, or in the winter when it rains. And you can only get rain in the winter if you have a rain totem that you have to consume to use so that it rains the next day. Like all of these little intricate things that I can't imagine how the wiki was built. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
there's a lot of complexity.
I wonder how many of these features were there at launch, or how many have been added over the years.
That's a good point. I'm not sure.
Yeah, because like this sounds insanely complicated.
Yeah. It
Can't
was
be.
made by one
And-
fucking guy.
That's what I was about to ask. Like, I mean, Odin, I'm sure Caleb's talked about it ad nauseum. Sorry, Caleb, but
Alright.
has he already told you like this is one guy, or do you guys probably say that multiple times throughout playing?
We have talked about it. Yeah,
this is one guy.
Yeah, it is that. It's the callback joke, basically.
Yeah,
Every couple of minutes, we're like, son of a bitch, one dude. And then we just carry on with the game.
yeah. I mean, I'm sure after its success, he probably brought some people in to help. Maybe,
Yeah, if
I'm
you
sure
look
it's
at the
his,
credits,
I'm sure it's
though,
his baby, but
if you look at the credits, though, it's still. Can you look at the credits from the menu? No. You have to be outside.
You can look at them from the title screen. Yeah.
Yeah, outside the game. It still says like made by Concerned Ape, which is
yeah,
God, I forgot his name. Eric Barone.
me too.
It's Eric Barone. Like that's just him. Like he added people to do QA, of course, after the fact, but he made the music himself too.
I mean, you asked a minute ago, like you don't know how the wiki could have been made from a game this complex. Two factors here: every game has an infinitely in-depth wiki, especially Warframe, which has been around for 7 years. But like, and obviously this game's been around for what 3 years, something like that.
2016, 4.5.
4.5 years. So yeah, I mean, there's your answer. This game's got a huge community.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it was wildly
Yeah.
popular. He sold over 10 million copies so far.
Yep.
Yeah, that's insane.
A lot of money for one guy.
Yeah. Yeah, it really is. Apparently, he's incredibly monster about it too. But
Yeah.
so what do each of you do? Is this all one ranch, or do you guys have your own ranch?
It's all one.
All
So if
one
you're
ranch.
watching my stream right now,
Yeah.
I just left my farm area and I'm moving over to the right, and you've got two big crop squares for that Sarge planted, and then another smaller one here. And then as you move north, there's another square up here
Yeah.
with sprinklers and scarecrows. That's Sarge's house just above me.
Yeah. Why does it look like you've built in the desert? Oh, it's because it's fall or something.
Yeah, it's fall.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're in the fall.
In the
It's like-
spring, there's grass all over the place.
The sand looks like a lunar landscape. It's like craters and
Yeah.
everything.
And then this is Odin's crystal and ore emporium. He has crystallariums that show those black things above there that you can throw gems into, and that like reproduces gems.
Yeah.
And smelters to take ore and turn it into bars. And then this big black building down here is a slime farm. What is it called? Slime
Yeah, that's-
nursery or whatever. So, like,
Yeah, that's my
it-
creature feature down
Yeah,
there.
it grows slimes, and you can go in and fight them and get like slime eggs and shit. The
Oh, that's kind
trees.
of mean. Do they have souls?
No,
No.
we
Okay.
say
good.
Like
that. We say
gingers.
that to feel better.
Yeah, kill them all.
We say that to feel
Yeah.
better about ourselves at night.
Right.
Wait, kill all the gingers? What?
No, the
So when you guys
There's
loaded
a
into
red
the
slime
game,
in there.
you guys all started this exact same time, right? Like here we go. Right?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
What did you see when you started?
3 houses, sorry, and
So it gives you a house.
yes, it gives you a house because you're inheriting your grandpa's farm, right? So like you're moving into a place that's there, but all of this land that we've currently developed is super underdeveloped, covered in big logs that you can't break down until you have an upgraded axe.
Sure.
Big stumps that are the same, grass and bushes and little sapling trees, and it's all undeveloped completely.
Mhm.
And then we went around and dug everything up, and then like looked at the land and went, all right, let's do this here and that there, and this here. I think we moved my house 3 times.
How do you move a house?
If you go to the carpenter's shop, you can. The game isn't completely. It's aware that it's a game, and so sometimes if you like want to move your farm, you can move buildings around, which is nice because you never know what.
I noticed
you're gonna
to
do.
the left there are 2 houses next to each other.
Yeah, that is our house for our 4th player. Whenever
Gotcha.
one of us can't make it, that was Jabril's house initially, and
Sure.
whoever joined.
Now, you started with 3 of you, but it gave you 4 houses. Is that just the default?
It actually gave us 3. We had to build the 4th.
Okay.
Yep.
So it only gives you a house if you join the game.
Yeah, and I think
Okay.
it
Yeah,
might,
so yeah,
might give you
on
the option.
In the
whenever you
beginning.
when you set the game up, you can pick how many houses you want up to 3,
Gotcha.
and then the 4th one has to be bought. It's only like
Oh.
100 gold.
Interesting.
Yeah.
How difficult is it to build a house? You just give them money and it happens, or what?
Yep,
Yeah.
that.
Okay. Okay.
Blink, blink. Yeah, and then
So extrapolating.
Go
Oh,
ahead.
go ahead. No,
Yeah.
you go ahead.
you can upgrade the houses as well. So you're not going to see an accurate representation of what the houses that we got at the start are.
Go into Jabril's house.
Oh shit, that's correct. That's awesome. So this is the house that you start with. Single room, one
Mhm.
bed, and then I've got the level 2 house.
The Legend of Zelda house.
Yes, I've got the level 2 house with a kitchen and a bedroom, and then when you get married, your betrothed adds their own room. And my wife
Mhm.
in the game is a librarian and teacher, so she built a little study, which is dope. And then what?
Speaking of which,
So your first
all
wife,
that-
or
need to be putting that stuff in the cask to age down in my basement.
Yeah, I will when I get. I just threw the starfruit and ancient.
Oh, gotcha.
it's midnight? Better think about sleepy time.
Yeah, we gotta get back towards the beds. I'm gonna see if I can run over to Ryan's real quick. I'll drink a cup of coffee right before bed because it never has.
My wife is not home. Odin, is she at your house? Oh, she is.
She might be.
Nope.
And then this is the level 3 house that the Sarge has, and it's got an upstairs,
Cool.
like a nursery. You can have 2 kids in the game as well. Much to Sarge's disappointment, they do not do work for you.
Yep.
Yeah, why have them then? Right?
Right.
What's
Yep.
the point?
What's the point?
Right. Right.
Free indentured servitude.
So what's the next goal everybody's aiming for, or is it just maintaining the system at this point?
Yeah, that's actually an interesting question. I don't know.
Thank you.
The next goal is at this point, we're making money. We've got the community center done, but there is a gravestone on the farm also, that's your grandfather's, and there's a note on that gravestone that says, "In the third year, I will return." So
I will
next-
visit. I
so
will visit. He's not coming
I
back
will-
from
I
the
will
dead.
visit. Yeah. He's like
In
a
the third
zombie.
year, the stone was rolled back.
Oh, my grandpa was
so-
Jeebus.
Grandpa Jeebus.
So the next part is, I think we're just continuing to do all this until we get to see Grandpa come back. So
And there's a lot of stuff that we also can't buy yet that we want to be able to buy. So we're trying to
Such as
there's
plasma rifles and
no, there's like a whole series of like tools and things that like give you
horses.
benefits. Horses, which I haven't even. We haven't even.
We also
should
we
do
also
that.
have jobs. So or I guess not jobs, but traits. So there's, what is it? 5 things. Yeah. So there's farming, mining, foraging, fishing, and combat.
Yep.
And you can have a max level of 10 for each one of those things. But each time, so when you get to level 5 on one of them, you get an option of 2 jobs. So like the farming one, you could pick being a tiller or a rancher, which tilling gives you 10% more crop growth, or crops give you 10% more money.
yeah.
Or you can be a rancher to where like the animal products give you more money. And then when you pick tiller, when you get to level 10 for tiller, you have 2 more options. And if you get to level 10 for rancher, you have 2 separate options. So there's 4 different ways that you can play each category.
Yeah.
And since there's 4 of us, or 3 of us in this game, we're able to like hit almost every single one of those jobs to where we're getting the most money. So
Has anyone felt like your experience with this game has motivated you to operate an actual farm?
There it is. No.
I would.
I mean, you know what? I said no pretty quickly, but I should clarify. Like, I have this curiosity with things frequently when playing games that like let you experience a thing you just can't in real life. And I
Right.
remember, and I'm sure everyone in this party
Murder.
yes.
Yeah.
Everyone in this party will remember there were moments when all of us were playing Red Dead where we were like, man,
Yeah, this feels nice.
I wanna just go out on the frontier and that just be my fucking deal.
Find some whores.
What? That's not in that game. Anyway,
There's plenty of whores in Red Dead.
You can't sleep with any of them.
Odin knows. He tried. But like, so I have had days or just times playing this game where I've been like, man, how dope would it be? And there's always addendums, right? There's always additive parts. How dope would it be to have a farm that was completely self-sustaining?
Sure.
And like,
Yeah.
I don't think that's too wild to like, man, that'd be dope. And so like, sure, I think about it. I'm probably not gonna do it.
I mean, things keep going the way they are. We might have to.
Caleb's gonna go buy a chicken tomorrow. Fucking just to have it in his house.
Dude, I've
We have
thought
some
about it.
chickens
I have
we have
friends
some
who've
chickens
had
in my
chickens.
neighborhood.
Yeah, I've had friends who've had chickens, and it's like,
Yeah. And our brother, his uncle has.
yeah, am I about to do this? Like,
Sounds like a band name,
Right.
doesn't it? My brother, his uncle.
yeah, or an indie movie, a bad one
Yeah.
probably, but still.
Shot on an iPhone 6. um,
Don't touch my crab pots.
so, have
Not
you?
one of your crabs.
Is there I don't know how much time anybody's spent on the Wikia or in any sort of community, but is there a sort of end game where you've reached a certain level and now it's just sustaining, or
Yeah, I think once we get to the point where like there's nothing that we need to buy that has not been bought, and it's simply
Yeah.
just buying to sustain, plant crops for another year or something like that.
Sure.
Then we will probably have reached the upper limit. But I think
End game is the scepter that allows you to teleport to your house from any given location on the map, and
Sure.
it costs $2 million a piece.
Yep.
That's the final item that will be bought by each of us.
Yep.
But
2
so
million
we-
apiece?
2 million.
It's
We have
2 million
not. We've never
apiece.
broken 220,000.
Well, let's see. Our total earnings right now is $1.7 million.
In
We-
30
and
hours.
we're-
Yeah.
Yeah, and we're 30 hours into the game.
So do you think your current setup can yield $2 million, or do you think you need to expand?
It'll definitely take expansion. I don't know.
Yeah.
We don't know what exactly yet because, I know based on research because I've spent a lot of time in the wiki that the pigs make like $150,000 a year a pig. So
Okay.
increasing that operation.
So you get a whole Colorado pig farm there, and you're good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Sarge actually asked
Yeah.
that after, we hit our first winter, and Sarge didn't have anything to do, so he and Odin just mined. Because the crops you can plant in winter, as you would imagine, are significantly reduced. And I turned in a bunch of stuff, and he was like,
Sorry, did that say void mayonnaise?
it did.
You can start
have-
a relationship with the local mob and increase your pig's food intake as well. They'll drop bodies off every now and then.
I don't think that's true.
You would be correct, my friend. I was like,
Good delivery,
what?
though. It's very
Yeah.
good delivery.
Yeah, he said it like it was something he's used to doing.
Never trust a man who owns a pig farm.
Man, that's such a
Exactly.
good movie.
Yeah. Yeah.
Snatch, for those of you who don't know.
So scale. You think scale might come into play here, perhaps?
Yeah, for sure. Scale, and then we also... Oh, no. That's all right.
Because that farm
Okay,
is
so-
impressive, but it's not very big.
I have made a
not?
discovery
What's up?
while we were streaming. Okay, so up by the train, there's now been an event with the wizard, and he is telling you that we used to be married, and he pushed her away, and she turned green and started flying all over the place. So there's a witch's cave up here.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
there's
we haven't
fish you
found the
can...
witch yet.
There's fish you can catch in the witch's forest pond or something like that. I didn't
Right,
even-
she
I
is
forgot about that shit.
up here talking about it right now.
Where'd you have to go to get that?
It's up by the train tracks.
So is there a graveyard here?
Yeah, there's a graveyard. in town.
Yes.
I can walk over there. Just a
And
moment.
does it change or what?
No one in the game dies. that
No,
we know
no,
of.
it doesn't add any. Doesn't add anything.
It's just a
to it.
feature. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's 4 gravestones in it.
Denstein says if you start getting rid of bodies, you're gonna have to shift over to Graveyard Keeper
That is
Is it-
another. That would be a funny
as a
game
job.
to transition over into, or Moonlighter, where you go into dungeons and
Oh.
fight things that then sell in your store during the day.
So the wizard's wife is the same one that has been flying over our farm every now and then, turning all the animals.
Oh, all right. Man, I didn't realize you
mystery-
can read
The
these
mystery has
tombstones.
evolved. So if scale is required for endgame, are you guys down to expand like that? Does that sound enticing to you?
Clown,
or-
he says. Yeah, like it's a thing we're like slowly working towards, because part of that scaling isn't just like buying more barns. It's also upgrading your ability to create certain things. So part of my character's like journey from just like I'm gonna raise animals to like, oh shit, you get huge bonuses if you have the artisan perks, has been like, now we know that if you grow certain fruit and then turn that fruit into wine, and then in the spring, once you've made that wine, throw it in casks that literally have to sit there for 2.5 in-game seasons, and then sell them in the winter. They're worth like $10,000 a bottle, and the level 3 house comes with like 40 casks in the basement.
So if you're very hyper focused and maybe a little bit boring, you could load this game up, be a winery, and
Yeah.
just make all your money being a winery.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
the game
Mhm.
also hides some of the things that you need to do that behind level. So you can't just start with that. You have
Yeah.
to build to it.
Okay. So can you load the game up and be hyper focused in one thing? Like I just want to be a pig farmer. That's it.
I mean, you
Could you stop there?
but you couldn't get to pit. Like it's a journey still. So like when you start
yeah.
the game, you can't buy a barn. So you'd have to plant crops until you had enough money to buy a barn. And when you buy your first barn, you can only get cows.
Gotcha.
And then
Okay.
after that, after you upgrade it, you can get cows and goats. And when you upgrade it again, you can get sheep and pigs. So like, there's work you have to put in to get to the place where you are able to.
Sure. Okay. All right. I get that. So the co-op you're doing now is
Yeah.
it's a story. The game has a story, obviously. How are you all experiencing it all at different times?
Oh,
Or are you-
that's
So
yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah.
I think the story mostly is, like the whole Jojo Mart thing. You're here to help this town get away from this big company that wants to take over, and the community center is your main goal to getting rid of the Jojo Mart. So, doing the story is basically working together to complete the community center, however it happens. But then each one of us has our own little story. Like whenever you build a relationship with somebody, like they are like the wives that we have now. Once you get to a certain like heart level, because there's a total of 14 hearts that you can have with one person, and like that's max level.
Mhm.
Well, I think it starts off at 6 hearts.
Or
If you get to 6 hearts, or if you get to 4 hearts, you get a specific cutscene with that person. And if I don't interact with Haley, I'll never see that cutscene. But if Caleb is gonna make Haley his wife, then he gets to see that cutscene. And so like the story adapts to how much time you take to get to know everybody in the game.
Interesting.
Yeah.
yeah, and then there's the achievement completionist route, which like part of that is getting to 10 relationship, or yeah, the full 10 relationship points with everybody in the town, which is like knowing what they like, giving it to them 2 days a week, hanging out and talking to them as many times during the week as you can, and then like running through those events and knowing when their birthday is, for instance. Like because if you give them a gift on their birthday, you get double credit for it.
Yep. Speaking of which, apologize to your wife for me, Sarge. I tried to bring her a amethyst for her birthday today, but she was already asleep.
Way to go, dude. Get out of my house
I
while
was
she's
gonna say,
sleeping.
Odin, how do you know she was asleep, you fucking monster?
Fucking evil laugh. Like, no, knock it off. No.
Yeah, Odin's prone to steal your girl, so you gotta be careful.
Odin's the resident creep.
He's the resident
Resident creep.
lady killer.
What's the lifespan on the game for you, each of you? How long are you gonna do this? You think? You think it's gonna round off, and you'll be like, okay, I've experienced this, or
As long as I'm having fun with it, man.
Yeah.
Which right now is
Seems indefinite.
quite a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I've had conversations with like Jabril recently about like starting our own little 2-man farm whenever Odin and Sarge aren't available to do the 3-man.
sure, yeah.
And
What would you do differently?
I would just do a different trade completely,
Sure.
right? And like let him do whatever he wants to do. But if you look at my skill tree on the stream right now, my farming is 10, my fishing is 9, my foraging is 6. I have done no mining and literally no combat.
Right.
And because I just don't have time. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, my
the,
fishing is too.
the day cycle ends and I can't do it. And I get foraging points, and the only reason I have those is because of like picking up truffles that the pigs find, because that counts as foraging. Like, that's it.
Yeah.
Did you say your foraging is 10 now?
No, it's 6.
Okay. I was fixing. I'm still at 9. Mine's not even 10 yet.
Caleb, would you say this is
look,
the first?
cutscene.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh shit, Jojo Mart's closed.
It's. Oh wait, can we go inside now? It's broken open.
The door just
I
cracked
think
open.
we can turn.
I think you can turn it into like a
movie at some
theater.
point.
Oh my god.
Oh
See?
yeah, that's right.
30 hours
Yeah,
into the
that's-
game, just found a bunch of
that's
other shit.
I'm going.
Actually,
to
the guy, the little shadow guy in the sewer, just unlocked the tunnel too because we got to go get a talisman to get to the witch's house or something.
Okay, dope.
Jabril says, "Does this fit in the couch co-op feel for you? For example, is this more of a chill and hangout type of thing, or are you constantly moving towards an objective?"
It's both, I think, right? I mean, I don't want to speak for everybody, but like, we've had nights where it's just been like making it through, doing things to get things done, and then we've had nights where it's like the last time we played, where we crossed off like the last 4 things on the list of the community center, and we did that like on purpose. Like, it was like, okay, fall just started. There's 2 fish I have to catch in fall, and one of them has to happen when it's raining, and like figuring that out, right? But then we've also had nights where, especially in the beginning stages of the game, we were just like making it work, hanging out, talking shit.
Is there a lot of communication required to work together on the farm, or is it just you all kind of just get to talk about whatever you want and you're just making things work, or what?
Ooh, Sarge probably has the best experience with this, honestly.
The communication. Oh yeah. In the early stages, communication is you kind of have to have that, especially for day 1 of each season, because it comes down to, all right, guys, we've got, like, I think on our farm we've got 356 crop locations that need to be filled, but if you don't get them done the first day, then you're already behind on one harvest. So the main goal is, like, day 1 of fall, guys, like, I need Odin and Caleb to start hoeing the field and putting the fertilizer down, and I'm gonna run to the store and grab all the seeds that we need to do, that we need to plant. And like, literally, I think on day 27 of the the previous season, I start writing stuff down of like what I need to buy, like how many I need to buy of each. Like, the planning goes in pretty in depth, at least for me with the farming, because I want to make sure that I have enough that's gonna fill up the entire fields, and then like I need to communicate with them, like, hey guys, you guys need to hang out here. So in the beginning, yeah, communication's really key. But as of right now, like, we're kind of on our own little system of
I've
doing
noticed.
things.
Yeah, you're not interacting
then,
right now.
Like,
at all.
we're not even talking at all.
Right.
And we're getting things done. And then, like, some days, on the TV, it'll say that we're in good fortune, and whenever you're in good fortune, you collect more of something, or you have a better opportunity to collect more. So me and Odin will go down to the mine and we're like, hey, we're in good fortune, let's go.
Nice.
Or like, come help me out, that kind of thing. So I mean, it's possible to have communication, but it's not required always.
So I gotta ask, sort of going back to the scale thing, if you're stretched thin right now and you're busy all day, how do you increase scale and stay on top of it? And are there systems in place in the game that you can employ that you're not doing now to help to accommodate for scale?
Yeah. I mean, there's bigger sprinklers and more like automatic gatherers for Caleb's things.
Okay.
And,
Yeah, and we can
Okay.
also get into less of a well, like what we're doing right now. We're not communicating right now also, by the way, because like before we started, I was like, let's not do any shit that needs to be talked about first. Let's just
Right.
fuck around because we're going to be doing this. But like like you saw, we are still doing things. But
Yeah, you're staying busy.
yeah, but like in terms of scaling, like a lot of what we're doing right now is also dedicated to like leveling up in a way. Like I'm
Okay.
fishing all the time because I want to get my fishing score up. I am making things all the time because I'm trying to like keep our money up. But once we have like the sorry, I just muted my mic. The system to like like wine takes like 7 days
Right.
in game to come out of the casks,
Yeah.
or out of the kegs. So like, I could start a bunch of those, and then we could go do something else, and like that would be our main moneymaker, because then like when those are done in 7 days, we then stick them in the cellar for 3 months,
Yeah.
and like that opens the door for us to do a lot of other stuff around just
Sure.
that.
Yeah. That's not exactly labor intensive.
Right.
And to speak to the like, what's the next objective? So that cutscene, the Jojo Mart that was abandoned, I went in there now, and we have a new set of things like we had for the community center.
I'm about to walk in there now. Yeah.
Yeah, Caleb, go check that out, and then he can see it. And, anybody else in the stream can see it. But there's requirements to unlock what the Jojo Mart's going to get turned into.
There's a new set in the community center?
Yep.
Yeah, it's only one tile though. We only have one thing that needs to be done, but it's very rare items.
Yeah, wine, dinosaur mayonnaise, a prismatic shard, caviar, void salmon, and 5 ancient.
Where's it at in here?
What?
It's just right on the floor, and if you go into the Jojo Mart, it's the only thing you see.
You went to
Oh,
the,
it's
you
in
went
the
to the
Jojo
community
Mart,
center. I was like, what do you
Yeah,
mean,
oh.
where is it? It's one room. Also, to speak to the like couch co-op question that Jabril had in the chat, I think I talked to Amanda about playing this game together on like 2 or 3 days a week. Like, we're constantly talking about it. So like, there's a bunch of opportunity for that, and I know that Sarge, you started playing with your wife.
Yep. I moved a second TV into our living room.
Fantastic.
It's so great.
Literally right underneath the other TV.
Is it
and we're
not
just
split
walking
screen?
around doing stuff together. It's not.
Okay, you have to do it on a separate system.
It would not be fun split screen.
Yeah, there's too much ground to cover.
Probably not.
Yeah. What's one thing you wish you guys could add to the game? I know you all gave it almost a perfect score, but surely you've had an idea already.
That's a good question.
Jump
More
button.
people.
Oh, a bigger town? Sure.
A bigger town, bigger farm. Like, just no. I mean, like, make it to where you can have more than 4 people in this game.
Oh, that too. For sure.
Yeah.
I
Tractors, things like that.
think... Tractors, yeah, sure.
Factors.
I think for me...
More animals. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, you're good. I keep cutting you off. I think for me, one of the things I want is a way to take what I'm doing to the next level. And, like, I don't mean give me a ledger to fill out and shipments to fulfill for companies out of the
That'd be
artisanal
dope,
goods. I wouldn't hate that. But I also think it'd be really dope to go the Moonlighter route, which is another indie game, and, like, let us start our own store and sell the things that we make, and like have
And
to
maybe
keep.
go to a market, maybe.
Yeah. Like the fall actually has an event in it that's called the Grange display, where you have to put together a Grange display, where you have to like put together the best that your farm has to offer, to see if you win the Grange display that year, and like that's coming up. So like that's cool, but like it'd be really nice to have like an actual storefront that you have to stock with your stuff, and like.
Sure. Yeah, that could be interesting. It'd be pretty hard to run a farm and a store at the same time.
Well, then
But maybe
that gives
it's a
different.
group.
Yeah, that gives different opportunities for like, man, I've been doing this for 4 or 5 hours of playtime. Can I run the storefront for a minute? You know what I mean?
Right.
Like small stuff like that. I don't know.
What's the longest any one of you have played in one session?
So we. Oh shit!
We
I don't
played
wanna answer for everybody.
I think we played a full. At least together, we played a full season, which is 6 hours.
Yeah, we've done
Okay.
that. We've done that twice.
Twice.
Was that cool, beginning to end? Like an interesting sensation?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
like the season would end and like Sarge would be like, "All right, I know what crops I'm gonna buy next time we start. I'm gonna go look and see what the prices are just to make sure." Because the game like saves in the evening when you go to sleep, so you can do a bunch of stuff that day and then kill it. And so like we would play through an entire season, and then the first day like go check a couple of things off and be like, "All right, this is what we're gonna do," and then just like go to bed in real life. And then come back to it the next time. And I think we did that 2 times in a row, where we
Yeah.
went through all of summer and all of fall of the first year, or all of fall and all of winter. That was dope.
Yeah, we saved everything up too. Since money wasn't really that big of an issue in the wintertime, we decided to save everything that was going to make us money, and this kind of made it more fun. And like the last day of winter, we sold everything all at once to be like, this is what we made in a whole month, and it was like fucking $300,000 or something.
Yeah, it was pretty dope.
It's like, good God, that was a lot of shit. But like just to see like the whole month come together in one day playing, it was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Because I mean, there's times we only play for like 2 or 3 hours, and that only gets you quarter of the way through the month. If you did that all the time, I feel like this game would get pretty boring.
I just got the Dark Talisman to open up the Witch's Cave or whatever.
Nice.
Noise.
What?
And Caleb, you should definitely come fishing down here. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, for sure. I do need to do that. Ben, you were about to say something?
Yeah, this might be one of my last questions that I have. What do you think would make real life chores this fun? And do you think it would be a quantifiable leveling system in your real life?
If I could sit on my ass and do them,
No, dude. If I had
that would be more fun.
sure. No, but
Like everything with my thumbs.
But for real though, if there was a way to like quantify, like, yo, you've done this many chores, you are now this powerful. Some dumb shit.
Right.
I would love that. I would love
You're
that.
You're a level 12 laundry meister.
Yeah, because then that means every time I do
Yeah.
laundry, it's faster. You know what I mean?
That's true though. It is. That is how that
I
works.
gotta work in 3 hours. Good thing I leveled that shit up. I need to do my laundry.
If the goal that I was working on was like, then I would have like auto grabbers or auto laundry folders like in this game, where eventually you get it self-sustaining.
Yeah.
I'd definitely work on it.
What about the extracurricular things like making goat cheese or wine or anything like that? Things that we can do in our normal life that we just choose not to. Is there a time barrier or an interest barrier or money barrier that keeps you from being as prolific as these virtual farmers?
I think it's a video game oversimplification barrier.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot more to take care of a goat in real life and milk and age and churn butter and cheese than it is to, put a goat in a digital farm and check it the next day.
Plus, I'm thinking in my neighborhood, it's probably
I don't have the permits for that. Yeah.
Right.
I don't have the permits for that.
Right.
I have a permit for that.
So how far do you think video games are going to go with? I mean, we already have cubicle simulators, and we obviously have surgery simulators, but those are a riot. But like, how far do you think this is going to go as far as workplace or labor simulators?
Odin, do you want to answer the question that's basically, do you want Ready Player One?
I mean, I think a lot of people will eventually be working from home in VR, maybe controlling automation. Machines, armed machines, the stuff you can do in factories with robotic arms. Maybe a lot of people will be doing it from home using a VR headset before it's over with.
Maybe.
Man, I don't know about that. Some of these factory robots now are so goddamn precise.
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't want to. I wouldn't want to be like.
I wouldn't want to fuck it up.
Humans do that. Like nope. Oh, my finger slipped and just like wrecks the whole freaking system. Like nope, not doing that.
Maybe this is a positive sign of the future that when video game creators can make labor so much fun, maybe employers should look at this in a way. And try to make even the most mundane things like stocking shelves somewhat interesting for their employees somehow. Be gamifying it, perhaps.
Sure.
Hold a paycheck.
Yeah, sure. But I mean, yeah. Anyway, that's actually all the questions I have. The show's going to go on the live stream, as you guys are going to keep playing for a number of hours, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Caleb, you okay with the length of the show?
Yeah,
at
dude.
this point?
Yeah. We
Okay.
went.
Do you guys want to talk about anything else that you've played over the week to give people something to do before next week's episode?
Oh, sure.
Have you dabbled in anything else?
Yeah. XCOM Chimera Squad is on Steam. It is $10 until May 1st. You've got a couple days to jump on that. It is well worth
Literally.
it. It's a full XCOM game. It's just a different style, and I love it. It's basically XCOM Super Police. It's dope.
Might go
I
do that
suggest
right now.
Journey to the Savage Planet.
Journey to the Savage
Just-
Planet's on Game Pass, yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I finished that up this week, and that is a really funny game.
Cool. Okay. Good to know.
And Gears Tactics, which is also on Game Pass on PC. Is,
How much time you put into that so far?
I've put about 5 hours into it, and it's all the reviews you're seeing that are like XCOM's gonna have to change the way they make games to compete with this. I do believe
Yeah.
that's true.
Good.
It's fun. It's fast. It's fast paced, and like I'm not used to tactical games being quick.
Yeah.
It's good.
Ryan and I, of course, have been playing. Well, not of course, but we've been playing SnowRunner,
Yep.
which is 3 times as fun as the last one, and humorously 3 times as broken. Yeah, it's fresh out. It's only 2 days old. It's got some problems, but it's got some really neat new systems in it. The environment and the scenery is much more interesting. It feels like except for nobody being in it, it feels much more of an alive world that we're just coincidentally not running into people at this moment. It doesn't feel abandoned.
Yeah.
But there's little road signs and businesses and stuff like that. It's pretty cool. And it's not just a logging game anymore. It's you just tool around and help people kind of thing. Like rebuild this road or fix these power lines or very much another labor
far out of the
simulator.
mud.
Yeah. Yeah. Spend 30 minutes climbing a hill.
Or find an
Yeah.
engageable fucking all-wheel drive powertrain in the middle of nowhere in a rusted-out car.
Oh yeah, that was pretty weird.
In a
but
car that
very
100%
cool.
doesn't have that drivetrain in it.
doesn't have 2-wheel drive, but it's got 4-wheel drive capabilities. Got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm digging SnowRunner a lot. I actually played it for like 5 hours today even,
Cool.
and yeah, I'm all about it. I'm gonna continue doing that. I've got a couple other buddies that just bought it today too, so we're gonna keep continuing to do all that. And yeah, like taking a Jeep up an old goat path. Just something about it is just like, dude, this is amazing.
Dude, that was really good.
We're climbing up this mountain, inches away from tumbling down the whole thing.
Which
The entire time that we're
which
doing
we
it.
almost did on a couple occasions.
And here y'all
Yeah.
are talking shit about a game where you run a farm, and you could just do that in real life. But y'all
I mean, it's
doing the
funny.
same thing in SnowRunner, right?
I mean,
Who's talking shit?
I don't. Yeah, I don't know who's talking shit. I do specifically recall saying I have no interest in doing that, but I would not recall that talking shit per se.
I was gonna say, who's talking shit? I don't think
Yeah.
When I talked about playing Stardew Valley, people laughed at me.
I didn't. I said,
No,
let's
you
do
didn't.
it.
But the guy
You're
who
very
just
fun to
laughed
laugh
did.
Yeah, you're an easy target.
Ouch.
So what are we looking forward to anything that's right around the corner?
What's right around the corner anymore? The whole
Yeah,
world is
I don't-
delayed
Yes.
everything.
Yeah, I don't know honestly.
Okay.
I'm super pumped for the next Assassin's Creed that got confirmed
That's
today.
getting announced tomorrow. Yeah.
And we're gonna get the reveal trailer tomorrow. It's gonna be Valhalla. It's gonna be about Vikings. I know Odin and I will be on that game for sure.
They also announced today that 15 studios had their hand in making that,
Fuck.
which
Okay.
is a bit insane.
Yeah, and I do believe it's an Ashraf Ismail game, and he made Black Flag
Oh, yeah.
and
Very-
Origins.
Very good.
Yeah, he's a good game director. So
Yep.
I can't
Yep,
wait.
yep.
Tomorrow morning at 10, right? 8 a.m. Pacific time.
It was 17 hours, like 5 hours ago. So yeah, sure.
That doesn't help at all.
No.
What? Oh, okay. Yeah,
All right.
That's. I think that's.
Well,
that's
that should do it, guys. Thanks everybody for listening. Please share us with your friends. Play it in the well. You're not going to play it in the car, but you know you can at least share a link. If this is your first listen by chance, you can find us at nerdybits.com, where you have links to all our shows and social media presences and all that stuff. Some articles to read. You can find me, your temporary host, anywhere at Sketch Sawyer. Caleb, where can people find you?
Anywhere at Lubwub, Lubwub.
And Sarge.
You can find me at Sergeant Sodium on Twitter, Instagram, Mixer, and on Xbox.
And do you have a stream schedule?
As of right now, almost every night, because
Yeah.
if I'm playing games, I'm just gonna start streaming.
Sure, why
Book the
not?
schedule. You'll get a notification if you hit that follow button.
There you go.
Hey, there it is.
And Odin, do you have anything you'd like to promote, or have anybody follow you for any reason, or do you have, anything you want to
Follow for any
direct?
reason.
You have a few thousand listeners to direct
Yeah.
in any. You are a loaded gun right in front of you.
Yeah, no, I suggest trying Savage Planet out. Seriously.
Wait, what?
That's what.
About 3,000 people on a loaded gun?
I suggest trying that game out. I played that this week. I have been putting it off, and it's a lot of fun.
There you go. All right, everybody. That was episode 90. Thanks for listening. For those of you watching, stay tuned. I'm going to turn the game up. I don't know if what you guys can hear in the stream, but thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. And we'll see you all in a week.
Caleb. Awesome, thank you. Caleb,
I also
do you have...
Amoreth here for you, Caleb. Or
Oh, nice.
Sorry, I was quiet for a second because I was manipulating the audio so that as Ben was signing off, I was turning up the song in the game so that we could just have it, pan out
Very
to
cool.
that.